You are tuning in to the Bad and Bougie Moms podcast show. Welcome to the Bad and Bougie Moms podcast show, where we pass no judgments on being pro-anti-kids for at least 30 minutes. Get ready to experience some amazing mommy time with these badass moms sharing their point of view on relationships, self-love, social media, and plenty more. Hi, you guys. This is Britt with another episode of the Bad and Bougie Moms podcast, aka the Mom Chronicles. So I hope all of you guys are having an amazing Friday. It is Friday, July the is it the 8th? No, it can't be the 18th. Is it the 18th? Let me see. Am I late? Nope, I am late. It's the 19th. So yes, hope you guys are having an amazing Friday. If you probably can't tell from my voice, I am extremely tired. I don't know if I'm trying to get sick or what's going on. This normally happens like the week before I go on vacation. So I'm not surprised because I am going on vacation next week to celebrate my mother's 70th birthday. So, I'm going to go ahead and re-up on some vitamin C and hopefully, sorry, I'm going to drink coffee. Hopefully, that will help and I'll be okay to have a not a hot girl summer, but a hot mama summer in the Bahamas next week. So I'm excited. So if you guys want to see pictures, most likely I will post some on the Bad and Bougie Moms Instagram, but definitely follow me at always.brit and you'll see all this goodness that I have over here. Okay. So on this episode of the Bad and Bougie Moms Chronicles, I definitely want to talk about two things. The first thing I wanted to talk about, what actually prompted me to do this episode was about if you have little girls, of course, when they start turning 11, 12, hell, I think now it's like 8 or 9, they can actually start their menstrual cycle. So I definitely want to get into that. My daughter recently started hers back in February, so I wanted to kind of take you through the story and the process of how it happened. Well, of course, we know how it happened because of, womanhood and God, but just how I felt, how I made her feel, the whole, story behind that thing, and definitely want to get your comments to see if, how you handled it or how are you wanting to handle it once it comes. But breaking news, as you guys know, if you read my post from last night, y'all know I have been having the worst week ever in life. It's not even the worst week. It just was very tiring. Had a lot of stuff to do. Had to register the kids for school. They're actually going to school in a different district this year. So, moms out there, I swear you would think you were signing them up for, the FBI or something, because you have to have birth certificates. You have to have immunization shots. You have to have social security cards. You have to have your lease, your mortgage, whatever else you have. You have to have these state forms as far as their ear and their eye, testing, make sure they can read and write. I mean, my thing is they're going to the 4th and to the 6th grade. And we're not moving out of state. I could see if we was moving out of state, we legit just moving to a different county right next to the county we was in. So that definitely took me like 4 hours yesterday to do. Got it done. Everybody's, legit now with the school district, so we're good. I think the most pressure that I had on me was the fact that since I will be going on vacation for a whole entire week, I wanted to make sure that all these things got completed before I left. So maybe that's what it was. It was just the pressure on me. I'm not sure, but back to yesterday. So around about 5, 6 o'clock in the afternoon, we normally go and pick up Remington from daycare. So we went to Publix to, of course, grab dinner for, a hot second. I wasn't cooking today because I normally record my podcast on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So it was definitely, Thursday. We over in the deli section, just waiting on our sandwiches. I already ordered mine. My husband was ordering his. Remy was in a nice little, cart thing, that he loves. And I'm playing with him. And next thing you know, I'm like, oh my gosh, Remy, did you pass gas? Did you fart? And he just looks at me like with this look. And I look down. It is shit everywhere. And when I say everywhere, I mean all up his back, on his ankles, on his side, on his elbow. I'm surprised it wasn't on his face. I mean, on the floor, everything. So I'm just like, oh my God, what to do? So, on a sidebar, this particular grocery store is literally 2 minutes around the corner from my house. So I honestly, y'all, go there every single day. Like, people know us by name. They know me since I was pregnant with Remy. So they've seen him grow up. Like, this is legit my family. Like, seriously. So I went to the customer service desk and, I seen a little young lady. She was like, hi, how may I help you? I'm like, yeah. I said, so my son crapped on your floor over there by the DELI section. And, I don't know what y'all want to do, but I just need to let you know. And she was like, what? Like, kind of like say it louder, like I didn't hear you. So I repeated myself. Someone else walks up and she was like, okay, hold on. So they called this older lady. She was super sweet. And, she was like, hey, just you guys go get me the caution sign. And she told the other young lady to hand her, I guess, the little powder stuff you put to dry stuff up. I don't know. I mean, I ain't no custodian, so I'm not sure. So she told her to, get the stuff. And at that point, I was like, hey, I can help clean up. Like, if you give me some paper towels, I'll wipe it up. She was like, no, it's fine. She said, honestly, that's our job. I can't have you cleaning up in the store. But, I just thank you so much for letting us know. Because normally, things like that will happen and people won't say anything. And I'm like, okay, now that's nasty. Like, if your kid, have an accident or whatever, the right thing to do is to let someone know. But for me, I felt like since it was in the DELI area, it made it even 10 times worse. Because, of course, it's open produce that's there. People are constantly walking up, ordering their food. And if you guys don't have a Publix or never had a Publix sub sandwich, the shit's bomb. Like, everybody and their mom be trying to get these sandwiches. So I just feel like it made it even 10 times worse. Like, if it was in a cans area, in the frozen section, I would have been okay, because there's not a lot of people going through those aisles that much anymore, since everyone's kind of on their little healthy kick. But just the fact that it was there, that's what kind of just messed it up. So she comes over, she starts cleaning it up. Remington is still in the cart looking crazy, because of course he doesn't like crap on him. So he's like, okay, someone needs to get this off me. So of course I sprung into action, told my husband, hey, you go to the car, go get a diaper, go get a wipe, and ask the person, can we have like 2 plastic bags? So he's like, all right, cool. So he went, did his thing. Then my daughter was there, Kaylin, and I was telling her, go ahead and get the stuff out the buggy and put it in the basket, since we already had finished our shopping. So she did that. Okay, boom, cool. So then Rashawn comes back in. He has the bag, the diaper, and luckily we had an extra shirt in the trunk. So I picked up Remy with the plastic bag under him. Still got poop on me, you guys, at this point, because again, it was everywhere. Me and Kaylin took her to the bathroom, stripped him down, changed him, whatever, threw all his clothes, shoes, everything in the other plastic bag so we can wash it. It took me probably about 10 minutes to clean him up. Obviously, I'm thinking, because we don't really feed him a lot of processed food. So when I read his little report, thank God, the daycare gave me a report that yesterday. It indicated that he ate like cheese crackers, and he had like cheese toast and applesauce for breakfast, like a whole bunch of fucking cheese. And his little tummy cannot handle all that processed food, because honestly, you guys, this is probably going to sound super gross, but the diarrhea looked just like cheese. Like, it looked like it was yellow like cheese, and it smelled like cheese. So I put 2 and 2 together, like, okay, yeah, your tummy was hurting because you ate too much freaking cheese. So changed him. He was good. People didn't kind of look at me crazy. Rashawn went ahead and and checked out. So by the time I got out the bathroom, he was waiting on me. But the older lady who actually helped clean up the area was talking to him, and I was telling her how embarrassed I was, and she actually told me a story. She was like, about 40 years ago, because again, she was older. Her daughter, her and her family was buying a brand new car, and before they even got out the parking lot, her daughter crapped on herself in the car, in the back seat. Crap was everywhere. So she definitely, had that word for the moment. Again, guys, shit happens. But when I say it was everywhere, everywhere. And then I, text my mom and my sisters, about what happened. They're laughing, and then they're like, you know what, Brittany, he kind of got it, honestly, because you used to do the same thing when you was little. And I'm like, people lie. It's like, those are lies, whatever. So that definitely happened yesterday. We're good. I was still able to record the podcast, so that would definitely be coming up next week. It's with Miss Davita. Is it Davika or Davita? Davita. I want to. That does not sound right for us. It's Davika. I know it's Davika. So yeah, she's amazing. I actually be dropping that podcast not next week, but a week after that, since I will be on vacation. All right, so boom. So let's go ahead and get to what I actually wanted to discuss, which is, what do you do if you have, of course, young daughters or nieces or whatnot, when they start, how do you prepare them for when they start their menstrual cycle? So back in the day when I was growing up, I did grow up in a household full of girls. And it's crazy because even though it was a lot of girls in the household, we didn't actually discuss the whole menstrual cycle, what to expect, no type of reading material, anything. It was just like, when it happened, here's your materials. This is what you need to do. And that's it. So, being very close to my daughter, I wanted to, and also being very close to her. Plus, I'm super, when it comes to celebrating things or, life, moments or milestones, I'm super extra when it comes to that. So I might be doing the most, but I like making people feel good. So, it's whatever. Anywho, so when it came to that, the whole story was, and I'm not sure if I told you guys this before. So Kaylin, she has really, I won't say really bad allergies, but 3 times out the year, she breaks out into like this whole, I want to say they call it endema, well, I don't know. I forgot. I should have wrote it down, but it's some type of thing where you break out in hives, but they can't tell you why you're breaking out the hives. So with Kaylin, when she do break out in hives, it makes her whole face swell up, her eyes, her lips, everything, to the point that she cannot even go to school. She can't see out of her eyes, nothing. So she has to literally stay out of school for 2 weeks until the swelling goes down. Then since the swelling, of course, stretches the skin, it starts peeling. So I always, kid with her, girl, you just get a free facial every 3 months, because it literally sheds, and then it's like a brand new beautiful skin right underwards. So earlier this year, she had another episode, and I was just like, okay, of course, me being research cran, I'm like, there has to be something that's going on. It's either internally or, something, hormones, something is making her break out this way. So I took her to the doctor. This was back in January, when she had her episode. I'm like, hey, I understand that that the dermatologist or the allergist, whatever they are, diagnosed her with the whole, you're curious. We don't know what it could be, but here's your diagnosis, just to kind of keep you at bay. But I was like, it's just crazy how it happens every so often, and I really feel like it might be hormonal. So the doctor was like, yeah, you might be right, but then again, they really can't pinpoint what's going on, whatever. So it's funny, the month right after, it was actually the same day as her, we was getting ready for her Black History Month program. So I'm telling her, hey, Kay, bring me your clothes so I can, iron them for you for your Black History Month thing. She was like, all right, cool. So she comes in the room, and she was like, Mom, guess what? And I'm like, what, girl? What? The skirt don't fit, whatever. And she was like, no, my period has started. I'm like, what? So flashback. Not growing up, but raising her, I had her when I was 20, 21. I always feared the time where, where the whole menstrual cycle would happen. Like, I always thought that I wouldn't been able to handle it. Like, I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna cry, like, whatever. But that actually didn't happen. So when she came in and told me that, I was like, oh my God, that's so exciting. Like, we have to celebrate. Like, welcome to womanhood. You're definitely, a young lady now. And and she was like, yeah, she was super excited. She clapped, she ain't cry. So we all, we good at this point. So after she told me, I went out, got her little items and stuff, and then the next day, I actually bought a cake and, had her flowers and gave her gifts, kind of just celebrating the moment. I will go ahead and say that at her school, they did have the little, fifth grade talk where they talk about cycles and they split the kids up or, whatever. So she did have that. And I also gave her a book to read a couple of years ago. It's by American Girls, and it pretty much just talk about hygiene, how you can take care of yourself, what to expect when you start to reach puberty, about like having bumps on your face and how you should wash your face and your body, body hair, all that stuff. So she was honestly prepared, I want to say more so than I was when I was smaller. But we definitely did celebrate. Also, since my best friend is super extra as well, she gave her gifts too. And we just had a big old pretty much period party when you think about it. But I could say, in return, it makes her feel more comfortable, and also me comfortable talking to her about it. Every month I'm asking her, hey, do you have everything you need? Are you, do you need anything? Whatever. So just keeping that open communication definitely helped out with the transition, to womanhood. And just the fact that they are so young and starting so early, it's like that you want to make sure they have first of all the information that they need to make sure they take care of themselves while they're at school or while they're out of your sight. And secondly, just because of the maturity might not be there, you definitely have to have the communication. I mean, I remember I didn't start my cycle until I was like, I want to say 14 years old, 13, 14. So I can't imagine having an 8, 9 year old, already starting their cycle. Like, I don't feel like mentally they are even prepared to, to take care of themselves like that. So kudos to you guys, whoever had young ladies who started super early, because I just know I'm, with some kids, you got to remind them to brush their teeth every single day. So I can only imagine, the type of discipline you have to instill in them to let them know, like, hey, this is something that you have to do to take care of yourself. So the takeaway from this is, make sure it's not, well, first of all, it's not a scary thing. All women have to go, all little girls have to go through it when it comes to their menstrual cycles and everything. So I would definitely celebrate it more so than fear it. On the flip side, when I did tell her dad that it happened, he was in shock. He was just like, what? Like, I don't believe you. So that's a whole different story in itself. I just kind of gave him the information, call it a day, because, that daddy's girls are just, they can't do no wrong. So when you think about it, make sure you celebrate it. Make sure you make them feel comfortable. It's definitely probably a scary moment for them, but if they see that you are prepared, it would definitely make them feel like they are more prepared. And I want to say lastly, just make sure that, this is me, but make sure you get the cool stuff, like the little cute little packages, the little pads come in and, and all that stuff, just to kind of lively up. So definitely, that is my story that I wanted to share with you guys. I would love to hear your stories about, if you do have daughters who started in menstrual cycles, how did you prepare for it? How did you kind of, work with them in order to make sure that their hygiene was on point? And how do you feel about celebrating versus, would you rather celebrate, or did you celebrate, versus just like, all right, it's a thing, whatever. That was a lot. I felt like I talked nonstop. Lord Jesus. All right, so that is it for me in the Bad and Bougie Moms Chronicles. I'm trying to think what else is going on over here. I want to say that's it. Oh, if you haven't started following my new, well, not a new business venture. I've been doing this for a while. Of course, everyone knows I am a professional organizer. So if you want tips on DIY stuff, or if you would like to have organizing services for your small business, also we do virtual organizing services and home organizing. You can actually reach us at Touch of Minimalism, and that's on our Instagram. It's literally at touch_of_minimalism, and our website is touchofminimalism.design. So make sure you guys check it out. I would definitely be talking more about that probably in the next coming weeks, just to make sure you guys are on board. If you know anyone who needs the services, or you just have any questions about it, please let me know. The one reason why I wanted to go ahead and get this out is because being in this service industry for a very long time, I noticed that a lot of us, which is Black people, because if y'all don't know, I am Black, that we don't have the opportunity to actually have these services, or some people might feel like it's not needed, or it's just like, for instance, having a house cleaner come to your house. Growing up, we didn't have that opportunity, or we felt like we wasn't worthy, or we couldn't afford it. But honestly, we all can afford it. It doesn't cost that much. It definitely will make your life much easier, less stressful. So just having a professional organizer come in, organize your closet, or your pantry, or your kids' room, or your schedule, or it's a lot that can happen. So I definitely wanted to bring that to our community to know, hey, these services are out here for you. So you definitely can take advantage of it. So again, that is Touch of Minimalism. If you can't find it, just follow me on my personal page at always.bread. I have the link and everything that's there. So you can definitely get to it either way. All right, you guys, honestly, that is it for me. Like I said, I am going to be out in the Bahamas next week celebrating my mother's 70th birthday. I'm excited. Definitely a hot mom summer. I told her I was going to pack all my thong bathing suits just for her, but she laughed. So this should be exciting. I'm excited. I would definitely, share pics of the beautiful water and the beach. So wish me luck. I hope you guys have an amazing weekend. Thank you so much for your support. I really appreciate it. Thank you for listening. Thank you for sharing. And if you need anything, you know how you can reach me, especially, you can reach me through the support at bbmpodcast.com email, or just shoot me a DM at bbmpodcast on Instagram. All right, y'all, I'm out. Peace. All right, guys, that is it for us. We hope you enjoyed the show. If you would like to get into some more fun, follow us on social media. On Instagram, we are at Bad and Bougie Moms. On Facebook, at The Bad and Bougie Moms. And also on Twitter, at bbm_podcast. Make sure you like, share, and comment on any of the podcast platforms that you listen to us on. Again, we hope you guys enjoy. See you later.